Welcome back to the business of boutique fitness. I'm your host today, Rachel Prairie, and I am a coaching consultant for Studio Grow. I came from the world of fitness franchising, and I've owned my own wellness business for the last 20 years. I am really excited to dive into today's topic. I think it's something that honestly is going to change the world. To me, it's the most impactful as the invention of a smartphone, which I'm going to utilize today in a little AI demonstration. So our topic today is how to best utilize things like ChatGPT and other sources of AI to support you in every type of way your business might need. I personally use it as a virtual assistant and heavy in the marketing space because that is not one of my strengths. But honestly, I'm having ChatGPT not only create things, but also teach me. And so now I feel like I am becoming an expert in marketing. So let's talk about why to use it and how it works. Especially there's different types of AI. Specifically, I'm going to talk about a conversational AI, something like ChatGPT. Now, they also have tons of different integrations. So, for example, I have my ChatGPT integrated with things like Canva. I have a third-party app that integrates that helps me write programming for my clients, that helps me design really specific dietary and nutrition needs that might be outside of, if I want to create some recipes or a meal guide around somebody's calories and macros. So, but you need to know that it doesn't think like a human. So it's largely powered by something called large language model, or LLM. You might have heard that before. And that just means it has been trained on a massive amount of text from books, websites, history, conversations, and more. And it looks at patterns in language and tries to predict the most likely next word based on what you've typed. So I'm going to give you some framework today, kind of a little tool or like whatever you might call it that I use to help ask the right questions in the right way, give it an identity to work from, and give it an example. And again, I think a lot of people use AI not incorrectly, but could be more efficient with how they use it because they don't have this framework to work from. And I'm going to show you a live example today. So here are the prompts that I think work best for someone in the boutique fitness space. We call it TRACE, TRACE. So first, you're going to give AI a task. What is the overall goal? What's the thing that you're trying to accomplish? Then you'll give it a request. So what do you want it to do? Then we need an action. What format or type of response do you want? And then context, what background does it need to do a really great job? And the last one, which I think is probably the most important, give it an example to work from, including things like tone. So when I want it to help me support a response to a client, I make sure that it knows, use the tone of a certified health coach supporting women, high empathy, but also focused on results. So give it more information than you think it needs. So, okay, we're going to try this. What I'm going to do is actually pull up my ChatGPT. There is a function on there where you can actually have a conversation. I use this a lot as kind of like a brainstorming because it's just me and my business. I don't have a lot of people to bounce ideas off of it. So I love the conversational piece where we can have a chat back and forth. But I want to use that trace prompting to show you how it might support you in just the simplest of tasks. Remember, you can use this for anything from scheduling to marketing, accounting. I'm trying to think other things, forecasting, communication. So it really is your client journey, policy creation. It really is kind of the ultimate personal assistant. Okay, so let me pull this up, and you will hear just a little delay while, again, it's thinking how it wants to respond. So let me pull this up here. Okay, so let's do the example of I want to create a social media post for Instagram specifically, call out Meta, because that operates differently than other social platforms, different algorithms. But I want a social media post for a strength training class that I have for women over 40 plus. So let's start with T, task. I need a compelling Instagram caption. My request is to help me write a short post that inspires women over 40 to lift weights. I want it under 100 words. That's the action. The context is my brand is bold, empowering, and rooted in community. And an example might be this is a little cheesy, but again, I wanted to give it an example of tone. We don't chase skinny, we build grounded strength and grit in every lift. So again, you can type that in and it will produce. You can also save personas or avatars. So I can save this as always respond as a health coach. This is the audience. So you can pre-save these and pull those up and run it from something so you don't have to put all of this in every time. So let's see what it gives us. Like I said, I'm going to have a little chat and you'll hear it talk back. Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What can I help you with today?
Today, I need to create a compelling Instagram caption. So could you write a short post that inspires women over 40 to lift weights that's under 100 words, and my brand is bold, empowering, and rooted in community? An example might be, we don't chase skinny, we build grounded strength and grit in every lift.
Absolutely. How about this? Strong is the new beautiful. Women over 40, let's redefine strength together. Join our community and lift not just weights, but each other.
I love it. Could you also add, does that also include keywords that might drive my audience to the post that Meta would use as a SEO search?
Absolutely. Here's a revised version. Strong is the new beautiful. Women over 40, let's redefine strength together. Join our empowering community and lift not just weights, but each other. Hashtag women over 40. Hashtag strength training. Hashtag empowerment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, feel free to ask.
Okay, so that's just what I'm telling you. This is the smallest, most minor example, even adding a little bit more context. You know, if you're creating ads for Google, like what are people searching? And it will help you include those words so you're more visible. Same with Meta too. I know hashtags are kind of what they are, but they are using keywords within the caption too. So they're considering that now as well. That's why captions are actually still very powerful in the social world. Okay, so that was, like I said, kind of a fun way just to show you like the tiniest way that you could use ChatGPT, again, these conversational AIs within your business. So here are some other ways that my clients have integrated it into their operations. So things like writing newsletters, texts, again, those social captions. Remember, you can integrate it with things like Canva. So you can have it create and write. Make sure you always edit for tone, look for, it's not perfect, look for errors, and then have it go right into Canva, creating this beautifully branded template for you that you can simply email out to your people. Brainstorming or having it help you plan events. Again, I'm a solo operator. I don't have a manager or a staff. I'm just out here wild in the world with my ideas. And sometimes I need kind of a second opinion, like, hey, what do you think about this? Have you seen this? Can you give me another example? How might this perform? So it's a great way, again, to have a conversation with kind of a robot, a bot peer on what you offer, your products and services. Summarizing content, I am heavy in the education piece, so I use it a lot to, if I'm looking it through medical journals, like pulling out key things that I'm interested and focused on that might help my clients. Things like building sales scripts and processes. You can certainly use, at Studio Grow, we have a whole playbook on how to create a client journey, including copy that goes along with it. But you can certainly have it design and edit all of the automation that goes out to your clients as well. And also reformatting. So looking at turning a blog post into a real idea. Again, like sending out mass communications to clients. So I really encourage you to kind of treat your ChatGPT, give it an avatar. Always give it a point of view to work from. I can promise you mine knows that I am a small business owner that works with women in the holistic space, because even when I ask it random other things not related to my business, it always brings that point of view into consideration. Okay, so a couple things to avoid with AI that will help you be more efficient with the tool. Again, especially when creating things like we just did, limiting words, because once in a while I'll ask it things and it will produce a 50-page essay on the topic. So make sure like, ooh, actually I just needed a quick paragraph. So thinking about word count, having it break things down step by step, asking for, think about the kind of structure you want. Again, when I got that essay, I really wanted a short paragraph and a bulleted list. So a learning curve for me was next time I asked, I said, okay, can you recreate this as a paragraph with 5 bullet points underneath? So thinking about how you want to frame up what you're trying to create. And then again, tone, voice, audience, and when in doubt, ask AI to show its work. I am not the strongest at math or even creating functions I have it create functions to use inside of spreadsheets that actually help me get some more data pulled together for myself on my weekly and monthly KPIs. So ask it to show its work too, because again, it can make a mistake and also you can learn something from it too. Okay, I would say the kind of 3 steps, again, if we review this, is making sure that you are using that trace method, right? Task, request, action, context, example. Add some of those integrations, those third-party tools that make sense for you. Like I said, I use Canva. I use workout programming. I use kind of a research paper writer, because I love to write super nerdy documents on things like case studies on my clients that I find interesting. And then again, make sure that you are always using that same tone and that same framework. So the key takeaway is behind the scenes, you have kind of this assistant ready to go in your pocket. I know AI, again, I really think it is about to change a lot for us. So it is so important that you start learning how to use it now, because I really think we will see kind of a gap in between business owners who are utilizing tools like this and ones who are not. So make sure that you are ahead of the game, get comfortable now. It's only going to advance more as we go. And if you are watching us on YouTube or any of our other social media channels, please make sure to share, like, subscribe, and we will be back soon.